The future is Nineball.
There's a past, but it has a bright future.
Nineball is the future
because of the history.
More professional pool tournaments
Around the world.
more traveling,
More fun.
More cash, more trophies.
more drama.
I can play big tournaments close to my home.
More motivation for everyone.
We all play in one roof.
The world ranking is the most important thing.
The pool players have clarity.
Transparency.
see where you stand and
See where you want to head to.
To qualify for the big events.
Trying to become number one.
It's a great opportunity to play the best event of the year,
Dream come true, Mosconi Cup.
the Mosconi Cup.
a dream for everyone, Mosconi Cup.
What a shot he's played there! A minimum of $3 million prize money. Over 40 Nineball World Tour events. Over 1,000 hours of live pool.
It's fast and exciting to watch, and you never know what can happen.
just shoot them in order.
The Nineball World Tour,
Nineball World Tour.
Nineball World Tour.
brought to you by Matchroom.
welcome to the Duelbits Mosconi Cup press conference. It's always the exciting lead up to the main event, which kicks off tomorrow live on Sky Sports Arena. Now, it's a very, very special year this year, 30 years anniversary. And what a journey we have come to the Mosconi Cup here, 2023, at the Alexandra Palace. What a venue. We've got 2,500 fans every day. There's still a few tickets left on the box office for Wednesday and Thursday. But what an exciting year we have this year. And because it's 30 years, we have an extremely special guest joining us here for the press conference, Barry Hearn, OBE. Barry, before we introduce the players, do you have a few special words you want to talk about for the Mosconi?
Where do we start? I mean, these guys, and it's so great to see some of you guys come into a press conference, and I've had shows with less people, you know. Trust me, this is really big. We had a dream years ago. I mean, I used to play a little bit of pool myself, not to the standard of these great players. In the 70s, I played money matches all over the East Coast and the West Coast. I used to love it. You got some great fights in pool halls. It was brilliant days, really exciting. My pool was pretty shit, but I just fell in love with the game. You know, I fell in love with the immediacy of the game, the fact that it could be over in one shot. The fact that you make one mistake against a great player, don't even bother to think about it. You're sitting on your chair. These guys don't miss. These guys are good. And we had a dream that, because I love the Ryder Cup golf, we thought, how much fun would it be? And I've been so fortunate in my life. I'm getting a little bit older now, but geez, I've had some fun. All over the world, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of events, thousands of sportsmen and women, and I've enjoyed every second of the time that God's given me on this earth. Mosconi's been a big part of that. I remember sitting in the office of Willie Mosconi's manager in New York 32 years ago. And Willie had just died. And I said to his manager, listen, I'd really like to do an event that keeps Willie's name out there, because he was, without doubt, in my view, the greatest player that ever held a cue. I said, I want to do the Mosconi Cup. He said, well, I can't give you permission for that. You've got to speak to Willie's wife. And we got her on the phone. And obviously she was, you know, upset still. Of course, she's lost a great man. I said, look, all I can say to you is, I'm not giving you any money. People get used to that with me all the time. I said, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to preserve the great man's name forever. And she just said straight away, he'd love that. And we built that legacy. We built with great players, great fans, and great enthusiasm from Emily, the whole of the Matchroom team. We love this sport. But we're sports promoters, so obviously we're greedy bastards. We want to see the sport get bigger and bigger. And frankly, over the last 30 years, other than what we've done, very little's happened, frankly. You know, it's become just a pastime sport, but it's so much more than that. And what we're seeing now, with the work that Emily and her team are doing, is that this game is a truly global game. You know, when we see 3,000 people in a pool final in Hanoi, you realise you're on the right road. When we get phone calls from government saying, Nineball pool. You do Nineball pool, don't you? We're talking to a couple at the moment, and they're excited as we are, because there are players all over the world at different levels. And our job at Matchroom is to give people the opportunity to change their life. We can't make them win. That's up to them. What we can do is create the opportunity. From then onwards, it's up to them. What are they really made of, these players? They want to be part-time players? Absolutely everybody's choice. We live in a democratic world. Do what you want to do yourself, for your family, your friends, your reputation. It's up to you to make the call, not us. So, the Mosconi brings together the greatest players in the world. No doubt whatsoever about that. Americans looking a little bit stronger this year. There's a little bit of confidence about these boys, but they got two debutantes. They aren't going to shit themselves. And they'll recover because they're great players, but they're going to get an experience that these European boys have been living off for years. This game is vibrant and it's going somewhere. The only limitations on Nineball pool are contained in the failure of our own imagination. So now, I'm supposed to be retired, take that with a pinch of salt. We're getting stuck into this game properly. Mosconi brings together 30 years, the only pooling event, pool world in the whole world, that's been televised in every single country in the world. And the numbers are going up and up. And what does that mean? The broadcasters want more. The sponsors want more. And we're just at the first few steps of a journey. This is not, 30 years is not the end of this journey. This is the beginning of the next one. So on 1st of January this year, we will announce the formation of the World Professional Nineball Tour. We will stick a pile of money in this tour. And those that know me, some of you Americans won't know some of the history. 13 years ago, I got involved by buying out World Snooker and had a prize money of 3.5 million. This year, the prize money will be 15 million, and next year it will go to 20 million. This is what we do. When we come to the sport of darts, 14 years ago, the prize money was $500,000 a year for the world. This year, it will be well over $20 million. I've got darts players earning a couple of $1 million a year comfortably. It's not golf, but it's on the way to becoming the people's golf. Anyone can play, there's no limitations. Black, white, Christian, Muslim, I don't give a shit. I just care how good you are. Can you take your opportunity and entertain the world? Well, the responsibility is on these players. I believe in them. So we're going to commit next year to a major new professional tour. In the next few weeks, the top 128 players from the world rankings, Nineball rankings, will receive an invitation, and that's all it is. Do you want to come to the party? It's up to you. No pressure. I believe everyone should make their own mind up in life of where their life takes them. But our job, as I say, is to give opportunity. So we're going to start a tour that's going to blow you people, you pool fans, brains out of your socket. Because I'm 75. I don't have a long time. I'm going to make every hour count. And this is a passion. So this is me and the players that are with me to show the world a real sport that's played everywhere in the world, but has never really had the acclaim. Mosconi set the path. What we've done with the Mosconi is nothing short of a miracle. You guys, I know, I'm looking at some faces, I've seen you in the crowd before, so you know what you're going to get into. But when this place opens tomorrow night, it's going to be rocking. And come Thursday, you know, you better wear 2 pairs of socks because the floor is going to be hot. You know. We've got our broadcasters lined up. We've got Duelbits as our sponsor. We've got syndication in 136 countries. I can't do much more. And now it comes on to these guys to deliver that coup de grace. As I say, these are the best. You're not getting roped in by anybody. They've earned their spot. Let them now entertain us to what I believe will be the greatest Mosconi Cup we've seen. I have no idea which way it's going to go. Obviously, I'm a European, so, you know, Jeremy knows I hate the Americans, you know. Not really, Jeremy. I just want to see, what we say in boxing, I want to see a clean fight. I know there's going to be passion. There's going to be ups and downs of personality, you know. At least we haven't got earlier this year to completely destroy the whole arena on his own. But we've got characters. And these guys are characters and they're entertainers. And sport has to be entertainment. To survive in today's social media world, we've got to cut the crap. Get to the point. And you guys are as an important part of the whole tournament as the players. You create the atmosphere. And that's what gets captured on television and why the guys in grey suits come to me all the time. What you got? Well, we're going to show you what we got. We've got the greatest pool event in the world. I'm so happy to see everybody here. I'm delighted to welcome the Europeans and their new skipper. I like him. He's got grey hair. This is a good start, you know. You guys will have great hair shortly. But under Jeremy's leadership, I know you've got the best man at the helm. You've got some great players, some great personalities, and they have character. Sport's about character. How far can you dig when the going gets tough? We're going to find out. Welcome to the Mosconi Cup. I'm honoured by your presence. I'm delighted to bring you the best players in the world, and I'm delighted to give you the first mention of a tour that is going to change the world of pool. We are on the case, and baby, we're rolling the fucking dice.
I think you could have done a mic drop there as you ended with dice. I mean, what other sort of introduction would you want from Barry Hearn himself? So thank you, Barry, for being here. This is an incredible experience for everyone here for 30 years. Obviously, 30 years along the way, we owe our success to all of the fans that are here watching, who arrive tomorrow and will be tuning in, as well as to Sky Sports, who have an incredible production set up from tomorrow. They've got 30 years just dingling into everywhere. The golden break, there's gold going around the arena, the titles, the openers, so much work has gone into this 30 years. So we do owe that to Sky Sports, our host broadcaster. So the Mosconi Cup, the score is 15-13, which I'm sure you all know after watching the documentary last week, which was a very exciting and educational piece. So let's meet the teams. This is why you are here. I'm going to start with Team Europe. Jason Shaw, Vice Captain. Jason, just before we go on to the Mosconi Cup, just listening to the words that Barry's mentioned about the World Nineball Tour, that must set a fire feeling in your belly.
Yeah, obviously.
It's on.
Obviously, Matchroom have been doing good things for pool over the last few years, and it's just been getting bigger and bigger. The last tournament we had just showed you how much you have put into the game and how much you have been working hard. And I can only see Matchroom becoming, you know, what they've always been, the best at doing stuff. And I'm sure in pool now it's going to be Matchroom all the way.
And let's talk about the Hanoi Open. It's actually the first time that you qualified into the Mosconi Cup with the new qualification system. You've sometimes got a lot of haters online about, oh, you just get the wild card through. How good did that feel to get that qualification for this year?
Yeah, obviously didn't really have many good results at the start of the year, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Just try to stay positive and, you know, continue to the end of the year, and I managed to win the event and qualify automatically, so it gave me a lot of confidence going forward, and I think it also helped our captain out with the next two picks.
If Europe do win this year, that would be the 4th consecutive win on the trot. Is that something that you're thinking about, having those 4 wins back to back?
Yeah, obviously it'd be great to win 4 back to back, but it's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough. And, you know, they have a stronger team this year, and I'm sure that we all know how good they can be, and we're just going to go out there, stay together as a team, just focus on every ball and try and get the win.
And the only rookie on your team this year is the captain, Ralph.
Yeah.
How's that dynamic been so far and leading up to? Has it put more pressure on you as the vice captain?
Not really. Obviously, it's his first time, you know, so he's new to it. We're just trying to guide him, show him the way a little bit, show him what's been done in the past, and just how to go about every day, kind of setting up the practice sessions and going over the lineup and trying to have so many different lineups for each day, so we have many choices. But overall, it's been fun having him, and I'm sure he can agree we've been having many laughs in the practice room.
And Ralph, I'll go over to you next. Our Mosconi Cup Team Europe captain. So welcome to the Mosconi Cup circus.
Thank you.
What are your first impressions so far of the Mosconi Cup from being on the inside, as you know, not watching it at home, for instance?
Well,
I just enjoy the show, of course. I mean, I was always wishing to be part of it after watching it 30 years on television, right? Finally, I'm here. I didn't expect it even that, so I'm feeling great about that. And with this nice collection of #1 players around me, it feels even more comfortable.
Has it taken you by surprise a little bit, the amount of work? There's a lot of media obligations, there's a lot of things that you've been doing sort of behind the scenes, practice areas. Did you know that there would be that much?
No, I underestimated it a little. So it's pretty much work throughout the day, and yeah, it gives everything some sense, and everything makes sense. So I like it, I enjoy it, and yeah, I'm looking forward to more to come.
What about when you're out there in the arena? Are you going to be there watching every match with the players? What happens if you go out there day one and you're 4-0 down? What are you saying to the team at the end of the day?
Well, then we have to go one match by match, game by game, ball by ball, step by step. Just don't concentrate on winning or anything. Just concentrate going for the next task. Just concentrate to be in the present and to concentrate on what you actually have to do. If you do that well, then the outcome will be a logical consequence, and it will be a positive one.
What's it been like coaching this team as opposed to the team Germany as the national sort of team?
Well, to develop special abilities, you know, is a different thing, and this job is, I wouldn't say easier, but it's way more comfortable when you have already #1 players around you. They know everything, so that makes things pretty easy. I might be one of the highest paid ball rackers, right, in the world. But it's also about the little things I can tell here and there.
Thank you, Ralph. So you're vice captain and you're captain for Team Europe. Skylar Woodward, vice captain for Team USA, your 2nd year running. How are you enjoying that role?
You know, I'm just enjoying being on the team and everything, and getting to be vice captain. It's just, you know, I get to help out anything needed and everything, and just here to push everybody, and anything anybody needs, I'm here. I mean, I'm just gonna help everybody do the best they can and be at ease when they're out there.
So you're the tea/beer boy.
Oh yeah, anybody needs a beer, I got you.
You've clearly grown as a player over the years and in this vice-captain role. I mean, even a couple of weeks leading into the Mosconi, you said, where's the team lineups? I want to see the schedule. Is that something that you've been taking on?
Yeah, you know, me and Jeremy talk about it a lot and try to help out and, you know, write stuff down. That way it's all there and can see it instead of thinking about it on the spot and everything. So we just, yeah, I just, you know, like team sports and like the lineup part of it and the strategy. So I'm just always thinking every night, always thinking about it and what can be done. So yeah, just, you know, just trying to help out as much as I can.
You're just thinking about that victory dance on the table, aren't you?
Yeah, of course, and an ice cold beer right after.
Jeremy Jones, Team USA captain. What's it been like the last couple of days? Obviously, I saw you guys at Spots and Stripes, who have been a great host to you with the 2 Rasson tables that have been there. How have the team been the last couple of days?
Oh, they've been great. I mean, of course, traveling across, they're getting used to their sleep, and it's been a little different for every player. So, and the schedule here has been a little different, early and late. So, trying to work with that. We had a great session overseas, back home, and just trying to feed off that and carry it here in London.
So, did you do like a practice just before you came over to London?
Yeah, well, most of the guys were there about 5 days. Shane had to come in a day later, so he was there 4 days. Put in a lot of training, a lot of doubles, a lot of talking, getting used to each other again. It's always best to do that, and we had a little fun as well.
What do you feel is potentially different for this year with this team?
I don't really see any speed bumps, and you know, I love Earl, but you know, last year at times I had to clear the room and just let me and Earl work. Earl gets a little sidetracked at times if there's people around to talk to, and he's a great speaker, but you know, sometimes team atmosphere is a little different. But but these guys get along great. They're all friends prior to the team being assembled. And for the most part, it's been easy.
Talking about speed bumps, there was obviously the year prior here in London where you actually took Earl's place and played in the Mosconi Cup with 24 hours notice, which, by the way, is probably the most heroic thing I've ever seen. And then there's that shot clock incident. I keep watching it, and I love it. I know you hate it, but it's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it hadn't been brought up in about a month, so thanks.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it was good. You know, one day I'll shoot that shot. I still haven't shot it, to be fair. But yeah, that was a blessing to get to play from nowhere. I've always loved the Mosconi. If everyone's nervous, that's the setting I want to be in, and I think the team's the same. You know, it was unfortunate that year for Earl, but you know that's the way things happen during COVID. Who knows? So I brought my cues. They're at the hotel though, so we're good.
The Mosconi Cup documentary that aired last week on Sky Sports, you made quite a few appearances there, running into the crowd. We were all going, that was Jeremy. He looked very different back then.
Yeah, probably a little more hair, a little less gray, but yeah, Mosconi's always been something special to me. First time I made it as a rookie in '99, I was highly ranked, but you never know who's going to get picked, and that team was great, and I've looked forward to it every year, whether I'm a part of the team or just somebody watching in the stands.
How does it feel that, you know, your first sort of rookie year, that '99, and then to be sat here captain these young guns as such? It must be quite a special feeling to go out there tomorrow evening.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've been one of the luckiest pool players ever. I've caught the older generations before the internet, you know, back the hustling days, you might want to call them or whatever, and then the professional scene, I got lucky there, and then the Mosconi, you know, commentated and assistant captain that year and captain, and got to play with the guys from nowhere, and now I've got what I feel the best team we've had in a long, long time, and I'm a special guy. A lucky guy, excuse me.
Very modest.
Yeah, special maybe too.
Talking of the team, they are quite a young team, except from Shane. I'm sorry, Shane. How is it with such sort of a youthful squad? Is it bringing that energy out?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every sport in the world's gotten younger, I think, with the information today. And a good thing about the young ones, I think they shake it off. They shake off a mistake easier. They shake off what they've done great easier. And just get on with it, you know. And they got each other's back so well, so I don't expect any different these next 4 days.
Thank you, Jeremy. So that's your vice captain and your captain for Team USA. A lot of USA fans in the house, I think, which I love. Don't lose your voices, okay? Because we got all the way to Saturday, so we need to keep you screaming every day, please. Barry, how has things changed from the captain's role since over the 30 years?
I mean, you've got to remember, when we first started the Mosconi, we did a lot of things that people questioned because it was so new. So, like, we included snooker players that weren't really pool players, but they could pop an odd ball. But we did it really to gain attention to the event, to start growing the event, because they were well-known characters, far better known than pool players. The captain's role was similar. It was a dynamic that was installed really out of respect for other major team events, like the Ryder Cup, for example. So we followed the same basis, but I think the captain's role has grown so much over the years, you know. I mean, the early captains were, I don't know, an attractive plant pot more than an actual decision maker. These guys are brought in, both captains, because of their ability as a captain, not because they were a famous face or used to be a great player, or they were brought in to do a job. And the captain's role over the years has become much more professional, much more analytical, as all sport has. You know, we know much more about our sportsmen and women than we've ever known before in terms of stats and data. And these guys are just another step forward in the professionalisation of pool. I mean, pool's, as I say, pool is a hobby sport. Let's be quite clear about that. There are 31 million people in America that play pool once a month. Did you know that? But most of that pool's in their basement or round a bar. You know, the actual construction of a professional tour is entirely different, and that's what we specialise in is growing the revenue opportunities to create sustainable businesses. So the professionalisation of captains was a natural dynamic that had to come in, because this is not a joke. This is not an exhibition. This is not somewhere where people go, I don't really care if we win or lose. This is life and death. And all sport has to be life and death. You know, we're very big into boxing. I always say to these guys, it's the same rules. Protect yourself at all times. Be the best you can be. We can't ask for more than that. And having professional captains is an automatic move forward to show that the sport, the game, the recognition it gets is on a different level to anything that's ever existed in pool before. And this is the beginning, not the end. This is just the start.
Thanks, Barry. Francisco Sanchez-Ruiz. The World Nineball Tour #1. I'm getting very used to calling you that, so are you going to keep hold of that title? Because I don't want to start changing, saying #2 or #3.
First, I'm really happy to stay here again, the biggest tournament in the world. And thank you to Matchroom for the hard work, so I'm really excited.
So, with the World Nineball Tour, obviously we've got the qualification system coming into play for the Mosconi Cup, a lot more professional. How did it feel at the beginning to actually qualify for the first time? You were the first player.
Yeah, I mean, I think I had lucky because I won the World Nineballs. It's almost guaranteed to play at Mosconi, but I mean, the system is perfect because the 3 player can be straight, so I think this is very clear for everyone.
Don't be modest. Winning the World Nineball is actually a very difficult task, so you deserve to be on the Mosconi Cup after winning that. There's a lot of Spanish fans here this week. I know they did travel over to Vegas last year, but there's probably going to be a lot more. I mean, we've got a stand full of them. How's it going to feel with them here and you're sort of playing more in front of your home crowd rather than being in Vegas last year?
Yeah, it's going to be very special for me and for David because I think it's going to be like 50, 60 people from Spain. But last year was 20 people. This time is more easier, so I think we are really excited. I've never been here in London, I mean, like a fan. This is going to be my first time here, so I really enjoy.
I was worried about you last year in Vegas because obviously first time on the Mosconi Cup, I thought it's going to go out, you know, it's very nerve-wracking. You held your own out there, and obviously you've got an edge with David in Scotch doubles. So are you not concerned about the crowd? You don't think, does it nerve you at all?
Yeah, last year David and me, we were talking too many days about Mosconi. Sometimes we can play together. But last year when I into in the arena, we played the team matches, I cannot say what I feel. I mean, it was my best feeling ever. I mean, Mosconi, I think that's different tournament. I feel different pressure. So for me, that's the biggest tournament in the world.
Do you feel like you have an edge with David on the team?
Yeah, he helped me a lot, especially last year, because last year was my first time. I feel so pressure. I think I didn't play my best, but for sure he helped me a lot. I think this year is going to be the same. Yeah.
So this year, I know that you're sporting some new sponsors. Congratulations, you're now working with Q-Tech and Rasson, which I know you're very excited about.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very excited to join the team Q-Tech and Rasson. So I just want to say thank you to all the people for the support, especially Brett. So he helped me a lot, and I'm really excited. So I can't wait for tomorrow to test my knee cues.
How's it been? What, tomorrow? Ralph's getting a heart attack.
I mean, I think my team is a little bit scared because I have a knee cues, but I try my best.
Listen, you're world #1. It doesn't matter. I'm sure you'll be absolutely fine. Congratulations on qualifying, first player for Team Europe. Francisco Sanchez-Ruiz, our world #1. David.
Hello.
The Spanish duo. It wouldn't be Team Europe without the two of you now, would it? David, you actually played the Mosconi Cup back in 2006 in Rotterdam. I'm sorry, I'm letting everyone know how old you are, slightly there. 17 years later, you're here.
Yeah.
How does that feel to be representing Team Europe again?
Always, it's amazing. I can remember when 2006, Barry in Manila, text me, say, hello, David, you are in the team. I look him, say, what? This is one of my best memory in billiard. But always, last 8 years, Francisco and me, we work together every single day, maybe 6-8 hours per day. We practice together, we travel together, and we talk too much about the World Cup of Pool, if one time we come to win, or Mosconi Cup, if one time we come to play. Last year is amazing. We won the World Cup of Pool and we played Mosconi Cup. This year, when we qualified Francisco #1, me #2 is more special when you take your spot by ranking.
Exactly. I was going to say, the European Open champion sat here, David Al-Qaedi. Congratulations. That's qualifying into the Mosconi Cup as well. So you can't write you off. You won the European Open.
Yeah, I feel so good in this session. When beginning the session, I don't win so many rounds about all my opponent play so good or some mistake, but I feel so good. Before to Fulda, I take a lot confidence. I think I am too consistent all big tournament, but I think my best 5-10 years in my career is coming.
Well, it was an impressive final against Anton Raga at the European Open. It had us all to the edge of our seats, that's for sure.
Yeah, I can't remember when we go hill, I thought about another hill, no, please.
In the practice room, I obviously just noticed the last couple of days, you seem like you have that leadership role amongst the team. Do you enjoy getting involved on the Mosconi Cup sort of element where it is leading the team and helping Jason and Ralph out?
Well, all my partner is a world champion. I am no world champion, only World Cup of Pool. But of course, I try to give my best for my team. The last week, we are first in Scotland. We work so hard during 2-3 days, and last a few days here in Alexandra Palace, we come to practice in similar table when you play in Mosconi. Of course, everybody give some special point to best for our team.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, Emily.
Shane Van Boning, you've been there, you've got the T-shirt, you've done it. You potted the winning 9-ball in 2018. What does it feel to be back here in Alexandra Palace?
Well, that was 2018, so I'm hoping to, repeat it, do the same thing. Yeah, that was a great moment to win the Mosconi Cup.
When you watch those videos of you celebrating after, and then you just see like Tyler run in and nearly take you over, it's a brilliant video to watch. When you see that, does it bring you that hunger and those memories of just, I want to do that again this year?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been training myself for the last week and, trying to get ready for this. And that's what the Mosconi Cup is all about. And, trying to win for everybody, trying to win for the team. And, it just doesn't get any better than that.
And talking of the team, there is quite a change this year. Are you feeling more confident, more relaxed with the team dynamic?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been working hard together and staying focused. And I've been watching all these guys, and I think they're prepared.
That's really good to hear. Thank you, Shane. Tyler, I'm coming over to you. Put your cup of tea down. Your debut was 2018 here at the Mosconi Cup in Alexandra Palace, and like I said, there's that video of you just running into Shane. Is that what we're doing this year? Team USA, is the trophy back in your hands?
That's the plan.
How special do you hold Alexandra Palace as a venue in your heart, obviously with it being your debut venue?
Yeah, I think whether it was your debut or not, I think it's the single best place to play pool in the world.
And there was this famous interview clip in 2018. I think it was Jason who stood in Shane's chair. after that match, and you went into the media room and you said, "Can you repeat it, or shall I repeat it?"
Go ahead.
Put me on the spot now. "You do not stand in the king's chair." It was a brilliant interview. I absolutely love it. How different is the Mosconi Cup to any other tournament you play? The entertainment, the excitement?
Yeah, I mean, it's apart from Hanoi, I think this is the only place that we've ever gotten that type of, attention, that much crowd and media attention. So Hanoi was brilliant, by the way. That was amazing. But yeah, this is the place to be. As simple as that.
So with the qualification system this year, you came in as one of the wild cards. Talk to me about the feeling when you got that call up from Jeremy.
Well, I had butterflies in my stomach for a different reason. I was watching this guy win the World 8-Ball at the time, so I was sweating his match, and then Jeremy gave me the call, and obviously I was super happy about that. And then I got to celebrate with him that night, so it was a really good day overall, let's just say that.
And the qualification for next year and future years to come, is that something that you keep in the back of your mind to obviously qualify and make it through the rankings for the Mosconi?
Yeah, absolutely.
A man of many words, Tyler, thank you. We'll leave it all for your post-match interviews, yeah? Perfect. Fedor.
Emily.
Hello. You're all laughing because I know you're all waiting for this, aren't you? You are probably one of the hottest topics, not players, sorry. One of the hottest topics after the US Open this year for the Mosconi Cup. I mean, how has it been the last couple of months?
It's been incredible. I've had a great year, and I didn't expect to be sitting here on this side of the room in the beginning of this year, but I'm happy with the way everything went, and I'm looking forward to my new journey.
So obviously the change in country representation after the US Open, you received such a great audience from the crowd at the final for the US Open. Does that just feel something special in your heart sort of when you're over there? I know that you say already that you feel like you're American.
Well, yeah, I've been living in the United States for the last 2 years, and like you said, at the US Open, it was really special to be playing in the finals, and almost everybody was cheering for me, and it was a really special moment for me.
And just talking about the fans in Hanoi, I mean, there's photos of you literally at the bottom of the stairs with 500 to 1,000 fans sitting behind you. What's it going to be like from Hanoi, where they're all cheering for you, and then stepping into this arena, they're all kind of going to be cheering against you, except from if these guys here overrule the European fans. What's that going to be like?
Well, I don't really know. I never really experienced it before, so we're going to see it tomorrow, I guess.
Your last performance, obviously, the Mosconi Cup was behind closed doors edition.
I'm a rookie, yes.
You are, but we will ask you probably at the end of day one as to how it felt as opposed to day one, the 2020 edition. Is there anything sort of different that you're trying to prepare for going into this arena tomorrow?
Well, yeah, I'm trying to prepare different, but like I said, I don't really know what to expect because I was just watching it on TV. I never even was a fan in the stands. So, I mean, we're going to see. I feel prepared, but we're going to see.
Cool as a cucumber, isn't he? Fedor, for going into this tournament, your form, you've had some of the highest finishes this year, and you well earned your right to be sitting here on the stage for the Mosconi Cup. On the table side of things, how are you feeling coming into this tournament?
Feeling good. I feel like I'm in a good form, and switched cues recently. I've been adjusting to new equipment, but that has been good so far, and feel very confident.
There's been a little bit talk about the shot clock. Is that something you've been practicing with the coach?
I don't feel like I need to practice my shot clock game.
Oh, okay, there he is. So, from my perspective as the promoter, Your matchup against Jason in Hanoi was one of the most beautiful things to ever happen this year because it teed us up for potentially one of the greatest games of this Mosconi Cup of all time when it happens.
You love the drama.
Oh, I
don't you?
love it. Absolutely love it. Is that something you want? Do you want a match this week up against Jason?
Yeah, I'd love to play Jason every match I can.
Are we not playing for singles tomorrow? Have they not got you up?
Oh.
Come on, pal. Let's go.
I can't really say much.
Step up.
Fedor, all jokes aside, we're welcome to the Mosconi Cup. I know you have been here before, but with the fans, with this atmosphere, you deserve to be here on this stage, so welcome.
Thanks, Emma. Thank you.
Joshua Filler.
Welcome.
Last year's MVP. And you've won multiple winning 9-balls. I mean, we've got the footage to prove it. That winning shot of you just screaming. I mean, do you just love this kind of arena, this kind of atmosphere? Do you thrive on it?
Well, it was always my dream as a young teenager to play in the Mosconi Cup, looking up to Thorsten and Ralph playing in here, Oliver Ortmann, Thomas Engert. So I was trying to make it in the team in 2017. Luckily, I made it. And when I first got into the arena, walking down the stairs, I had tears in my eyes because it was just like a dream for me. And then I played the team match. Billy scratched on the break. I run my first rec, and I felt like I'm in heaven. And since then, I'm just loving the Mosconi Cup. It's by far my favorite event, and I love coming back here every year.
Lovely words from you, Joshua. I think that's the most you've ever answered on a question. It's brilliant.
I'm improving.
Oh, you are. Is this where you want to be sort of testing and challenging yourselves? I mean, you're arguably one of the greatest players. So being out there amongst the world's best, do you feel like this challenges you?
Well, this is actually where the sport belongs, you know, playing in front of so many people. I mean, I wasn't in Hanoi, I choose to not play there. But this is actually what the players deserve right now because the level of play went up so quickly. And yeah, this is my honest opinion that, you know, every single tournament should be in the same environment like the Mosconi Cup.
Well, we are going to bring you that. Every tournament is going to be like that because we already did it with Hanoi Open. And the plan is that we will have that energetic atmosphere at these events with these great fans. Obviously, they're the ones that make it so special. What's it like when you're coming back here with the team? So obviously, it's such an individual sport. And then you come here and then you're amongst 4 other players and a captain, and you're all relying on one another.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole year we are actually opponents and playing against each other. But when we come to the Mosconi Cup, you have to be like in a team. And luckily, we are the same team as last year, so this helps a lot. And yeah, I'm not thinking about that those are my enemies or something. We are right here.
I hope not.
Yeah, we're here to win together and having a great time.
What's it like in the practice room? We've got a new captain. You seem to be joking and laughing around quite a lot down there. What's going to happen when it gets real and it gets quite serious?
Well, I don't know how to be serious, actually. I'm the one with the loudest laugh, and I'm just trying to joke around because it's the way I am. I'm just myself all the time. And yeah, with Ralph it's actually cool, and we speak the same language, which makes it easier as well for me. And yeah, I mean, it's been a great time, and we can't wait for tomorrow, and we are well prepared.
What is the one thing you enjoy most about the Mosconi then?
I think it's the pressure, just the pressure, yeah.
Love that. Great answer from you, Joshua. Thank you. We're going to head over to Team USA again. Shane Wolford.
Oh.
Hello, welcome. Welcome to the Mosconi Cup. Mr. Rookie, how are you going to feel going out there to 2,500 fans tomorrow? I mean, your mum and dad are here, front row, which is brilliant, so welcome. Enjoy the Mosconi Cup here in London. How are you feeling?
I feel great. I'm ready to go. It's going to be a great experience. Looking forward to getting that kind of high school football feel from all the fans. So super excited about that. Gets me in a really good state of mind.
What's your thoughts of the Mosconi Cup so far? You've always seen it from the outside. Now you're in the team. You've got your team kits on. How do you feel it?
Feel great. You know, the team all gets along really well. You know, we're like brothers, and we're ready to go to war together.
You spoke earlier this week about the emotion you felt when JJ called you about making the team. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so I was riding in the car, me and my fiance. I got the call. Super excited, you know, super proud. Got a little emotional. Just really, really glad to be here and glad to have the opportunity.
Well, it's great to have you here, Shane, honestly.
Thank
you. What's it like being in the team environment? Obviously, like I said earlier to Joshua, it's such an individual sport. And there's Scotch doubles, there's obviously the team game. Have you been preparing for that?
Yeah, like I said, we gel really well. The whole team gets along. You know, everybody's got each other's back, which is really big. You know, during the regular times when I play these guys, I want to gut them, but now we're together and we're ready to do it as one.
Loving the team dynamic from Team USA this year. It just feels like everyone's sort of wearing their heart on the sleeve and all in it together, supporting one another. It's really great.
Yep.
Thank you, Shane.
Thank you.
Alvin, best till last, hey? The best till last.
Maybe not this year.
Jokes aside, obviously, from your own admission, you've spoken about how this year's not been your best year. It was a very emotional final at the Hanoi Open. I mean, the videos that the Vietnamese fans put together of you after the match was absolutely devastating. I thought I was going to cry my eyes out watching that video. How are you feeling coming into this Mosconi Cup after, obviously, a roller coaster of a year for you?
Yeah, as you said, roller coaster describes it pretty well. Many ups and downs. I actually played good, but just my opponents were better at certain times. And Hanoi Open, I was just, I would say, exhausted, but that brought my A game out of me, and I fought really hard. I tried my best. Jason played better in the end, so fair play to him. Of course, it was tough. Probably if you would ask me 5 minutes later, I would sell my cue for $100. But you gotta come back stronger. You gotta learn from it, and that's what I tried. And I'm glad to be here. I spoke with Ralph in Hanoi, obviously after, or actually before the final, and then I got the call 2 days later, and made me proud of my performance in Hanoi. I think it was at the right time, and I'm glad to be here.
Well, it's a credit to you. So it's such an inspiration to any sort of younger pool player who wants to become a professional. Just what you've said there, I think, is credit to you. And also that final, it produced one of the most spectacular finals I've ever witnessed. It was blood, sweat and tears, really. So I think that was absolutely brilliant. How was the team prep in Scotland? There was snow, there was a house that you all stayed in, and then you're obviously playing at Jason's sister's pool room as well. How was that like?
Yeah, I mean, there were some barriers with the language, but...
But, Scottish people.
Yeah, but no, it was a great time. We all know them from the tournaments we played there. His sister is awesome. Also his brother-in-law, they took great care of us. Nice tables. We had some good practice sessions. Did certain drills. We had some fun time in the house. To come here was quite hard with like 5-6 hours delay because of snow, but overall we had a great time.
That's good to hear. Coming into Alexandra Palace tomorrow night, it's going to be absolutely rocking. How do you feel when you walk down those set of stairs?
Sometimes it works out well. Sometimes, like last year, I said many times when I played Earl in Vegas, I felt like I got hit by lightning walking down the stairs. Really, first 10 minutes, I didn't know how to play pool anymore. And well, sometimes it hits you like that. Sometimes you go out there, you shake it off, you make 3-4 run-outs. But yeah, we'll probably find out tomorrow.
What? How do you turn that around when you say you feel like you've been hit by lightning and then you've got to go out and perform? How do you turn that around? Is that when the team comes in and supports one another?
yeah, of course, it's great to have then the team in there. They put some words out there. You got to believe in your confidence, obviously. I mean, you have done it all year, so you know what you're capable of doing, and you got to, well, you cannot really prepare for it, really. When you sit in there, 2,000 people screaming at you or against you or for you, it doesn't really matter in the end. The pressure is there, the heat is on, so it's nice to see certain faces then in there and motivate you, and then you got to make the best of it.
And what is your favourite thing about the Mosconi Cup?
I wouldn't say pressure like Josh did. That's stupid. No, I think the best feeling is when you win and you turn around and you see the people standing up and cheer for you and scream. That's probably the best feeling, I think, in any sport. When you win, I mean, when you lose, it's terrible. But when you win, turn around and they say your name, sing your name, whatever, I think that's the best feeling in any sport.
Well, I look forward to that happening tomorrow, Albin. And thank you so much and welcome to the Mosconi Cup. Brilliant. Before we open to the floor for any questions, there was one small announcement that Barry did not mention that I think is key to mention right here. And JJ, you're going to love this because I think you're going to join as well. Barry Hearn, OBE, is going to be playing in the not the Mosconi Cup, in the US Open next year.
Now, look, I have a very high opinion of myself, but I'm not stupid. But you know, when you're passionate about something and you watch it, especially some of you guys are getting older, so you'll understand. There's a thing called a bucket list, isn't there? You know? And one of the great things in life you must never do is say, I should have. What you do is you say, I did. So I'm in practice at the moment. If I win a rack, I'm going to be over the moon, champagne everywhere. But I'm not leaving this world until I've played in the US Open, because it's the oldest event in the world, 42 years. So I know I'm going to get slaughtered, and you lot are all going to take the mick out of me. But in my heart, it just shows you how committed we are to what we do. I want to understand a little bit about what these players go through, and the best way to understand that is to participate in any sport. Don't worry, I will not be around once we get past the losers group, unless Emily changes the rules quite significantly. But I'm looking forward to being a player for 1 or 2 days and just sample some of the things, because I'm jealous of what you're going to experience the next few days. People like me, after, I don't know, 100,000 events I've done, I'm jealous. I'm jealous of you, I'm jealous of you. Because what's going through your body is quite unique, and normal people on the street never get to experience that. So maybe I'll experience a little fraction of it, and brother, that'll do me fine. So I'll see you at the US Open, I hope.
So tune in, first match TV table, Barry will be playing. JJ, does that make you want to pick up the cue for the US Open next year? No.
If I get Barry in the first.
We'll see what happens with the draw.
I want you to hat and draw some muppet from somewhere. Let me win one rack.
We're going to open to the floor for any questions. So, any questions at all?
Come on, people.
Oh, David has a question.
Yeah, Barry, yeah. If you need some sponsor for US Open, I am your sponsor, don't worry.
Well, things have been pretty hard lately, David. No, listen, Atlantic City.
Yes.
Where's the venue? What's it called? Bally's, is it? Harris. Okay, boys, the bar's going to be busy that night.
Carl, you had a question? Just shout.
My question's for Tyler Steyer. I'm sure you weren't expecting this. 2 years ago, the crowd was pretty brutal with you out there. I remember it vividly. Have you done anything different this year? Know about that? How are you going to handle it if they come at you again?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that fuels my practice sessions all the time. So you never expect them to take it easy on you, and we're all ready to go.
Thank you, Carl. One question there.
So my question's for Emily and Barry. With the World Nineball Tour commencing next year, what territories will you be looking at to stage these events?
Well, there's lots and lots of discussions. I was on this, gone midnight last night and started at 7 this morning, because when you have momentum, whether you're a player or a promoter, you get this thing called momentum, and you mustn't waste that moment. You'll have times as a player where you'll be unbeatable, and other times when you're easy to beatable. That's the gods of sport. So in our case, what we're looking at is, I live with a map of the world in front of me every day of my life. I'm totally involved in global domination. In a non-political sense, you understand. But I believe sport is for the people, and I believe that sport is the greatest asset that any nation can supply to its own residents. It creates love, it creates dedication, opportunity. But most important of all, countries unite through sport. So the American fans will be watching you with pride. And obviously, they want you to win. Similarly with the Europeans. It's a team event, but it has repercussions in individual countries. So where I am now, I'm very heavily involved in the Middle East at the moment. There's going to be some significant news, which these guys are going to love, coming very shortly out of the Middle East. I think Hanoi was important, so we're currently in conversations with the Singapore government, the Hong Kong government, and the authorities in Thailand. Everybody wants it, but it has to be sustainable as a business. You do people favours, it doesn't last. A favour never lasts. Value lasts. So the people in Hanoi are so excited about next year, mission ticked. And everywhere we go, we try to create that atmosphere of people saying, when are you coming back? I won't bore you because you're a lot younger than me, but I had a phone call in 1981, and a little voice said, will you bring Steve Davis to Thailand? I didn't even know where Thailand was. I had to look at a map. And from that one trip, with one famous person who was a great ambassador, as these guys are as well, we launched the whole of Southeast Asia for snooker to a multi-billion-dollar environment now. We can do the same with pool if we have the vision and the personalities. These guys are my salesmen. These are the heroes, the people that are watching, and they will inspire a generation, not just of players, but people that want to see something like that happening in their patch, in their city. Australia and New Zealand are bubbling. They're not big enough yet to get our attention. I want to do a hell of a lot more work in the USA, because there's 31 million people play pool every month in the USA, and there isn't enough what I call bigger tournaments in America. There's a lot of activity, but they need to become more professionalised. They need to operate as part of a bigger family. Canada will be useful as well. As far as Europe's concerned, Europe is actually a hotbed of nine-ball pool in comparison. You know, I think the Spanish scene has changed with two great players. This is where ambassadors change the sport themselves, because you two guys have made pool in Spain. Now, there'll be another generation following, and one day someone will say, David who? You know, because there'll be another superstar out there. And that's a natural evolution of sport. Everyone said Tiger Woods made golf, which he did commercially. But he's not really missed commercially now. He's still a plus when he turns up. But he's been replaced by better players, younger players, and more talent. And that's going to happen in pool just the same. So in terms of Europe, I think Holland is going to be an important market for us. Germany, without doubt, is a huge market for us. Mosconi Cup's on Sport 1 Live, as well as on all Matchroom Live networks. I mean, we have we're a sizable company. We're the biggest sports promotion company in the world. We don't mess about. We don't play games. So when we put some effort behind it, it works. If it doesn't work, I blame Emily. If it does work, I say it was my idea. So it's pretty standard, you know. But when you look at it from an area, Europe is very strong. Italy, you're slowish. Spain, hot. Germany, as hot. I think Austria is getting there somewhere. We're starting to see a lot more interest from Scandinavia now, you know, which will please some of the Scandinavian players. But we get interest when these guys perform. Next week, my phone will ring 10 times, and it will be from 10 different broadcasters in 10 different countries that watch this spectacle and will say, can we have one of them? And the answer is they can, but you've got to pay. Prize money's not big enough in pool. It's got to be moving. We've got to change people's lives, not just help them. And that takes time. It's taken 30 years with the Mosconi. As I say, when I got involved in darts, everyone went, what a waste of time, fat blokes throwing darts. Now you'd like to be one of those fat blokes, you know, because they're not fat anymore, they're athletes. I'm very excited to this, and I'm sort of personally involved in as far as I love a project. You know, I don't want to retire, I don't want to sit around, I love my wife, but, you know, 54 years is enough, you know. She understands. I've got to be thinking of things, I've got to be creating opportunities, and there's no end to where we go. You know, first thing is management. You surround yourself with the best team in sport, which I've done, and then you get the characters that you can say, people recognise you in the street. You know, oh, I know him, I know him. This momentum, I've had a lifetime in sport, 50 years of promoting sport. I feel the tide and the momentum better than anyone else in the world because I felt it before. And I feel the same ripples. Now I'm going to turn it into a tsunami.
Mosconi Cups, don't remind you of that. What have you learned from those last 3 Mosconi Cups that you'll take into this Mosconi?
To probably evaluate the team a little more while we're together, not just on the table, but as a group. Lineups, I think some little things with lineups for sure. If you're not learning from that, you're really not paying attention. You know, and just mainly go with my job description really is to try and win the cup every year. I think sometimes people say, oh, you should pick this guy for the future. I completely understand that, but to prepare for the future isn't at the Mosconi Cup. It's all the other time around the Mosconi Cup. So my job description is here trying to win. So basically just keep focus on that and keep focus on my guys and try and meet their needs as much as possible.
Any other questions? Yeah.
I have a question. For Team USA, Jeremy, I went to many Mosconi Cups the last 20 years. I've been everywhere. I've seen during the time a lot of good players break because of the crowd. Did you give extra attention to both rookies for show them some from the past, from the noise what the crowd is going to be from your side?
Yeah, I mean, we went over a little bit of that. Of course, I think Shane Wolfer was in the crowd last year at the one in Vegas, where if you're even in the crowd, you start to feel emotions that you probably never have. No, I mean, we key on, you know, little fundamental things. Nothing wrong with being a little conscious of something to keep you more engaged with yourself. I can't remember on the European side who said it, but you can't prepare for the emotions. I've been involved in every side of the Mosconi you can be. It's always going to be a strange feeling. You just, like I said, got to stick to your process. Forget about winning and that ball in front of you.
Sky, are you going to take the MVP back this year?
The first goal is to win, but if it's MVP, it's MVP. But if we just want to win, that's all. We're just trying to win every match we can, every game.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you to all of the fans who've also tuned in. Thank you to the players, and especially Barry, for joining us today. Don't forget, the Mosconi Cup is live tomorrow on Sky Sports Arena, so don't miss it at 6:30. We're also live on DAZN in the US and Spain, as well as Viaplay. And if you're unsure about any of our broadcasters, go to matchroompool.com and you'll see the list of all of the broadcasters. And if you're unsure, there's always matchroom.live as well. So thank you to Duelbits, our title sponsor for the Mosconi Cup, as well as our host sponsor, Sky Sports, and our other partners as well, QTech, Rasson, Kamui, and Aramith and Simonis. So please enjoy the Mosconi Cup. It's going to be fireworks. Thank you very much.